So I've already spoken about tungsten, its properties and its uses, but what I want to take a moment to explain is the price of tungsten so people understand how valuable it is, but also how it's traded and what the units mean as well, because it's something that people aren't that familiar with. So often with commodities, we see that commodities are traded as just a dollar value per ton. With tungsten, it's a little bit different. And what we get is we get this US dollars per MTU. So MTU stands for metric ton unit, but the easiest way to understand it is that what it means is 10 kilos of tungsten concentrate or 10 kilos of APT, right? So per 10 kilos, it is worth X amount. Now, APT is the usable product. So we would mine tungsten. We would then produce a tungsten concentrate. That is then refined into APT. And then APT is what's purchased by manufacturers to produce their products and so forth. So when we're looking at tungsten prices and value, we're looking at APT as the values that we're looking at. Now, and keep in mind that this is worth for every 10 kilos of APT, all right? So 10 kilos of tungsten contained in that APT, because APT can have different grades of tungsten. So we're looking at 10 kilos of tungsten contained within the APT. That is equal to 1 MTU. So if we look at the prices of tungsten now in January 2025, APT was at $400 per 10 kilos, which, you know, equates to $40,000 per ton. And in the last year, APT has just hit, this chart caps out at 900, but we did just hit 1,000 just a few days ago. So to put that in context, we're looking at $100,000 per ton for APT. All right, that is the value of tungsten. So if we're looking at copper, you know, if we're looking at a lot of other commodities, maybe we're looking at 10,000, maybe 15,000, maybe 20,000 a ton, people getting excited about this. You know, for tungsten, because of its rarity, you know, if we're looking at a ton of APT, a ton of tungsten in the APT, we're looking at $100,000 per ton. So the price of tungsten has absolutely flown recently. It is extremely valuable. And to give you an idea, prior to 2025, you know, the tungsten price has fluctuated anywhere between sort of high 200s to up to 400, with 400 being a good price. Now with an MTU being 1,000, the time for tungsten is now. And with everything that's happening in the future regarding manufacturing, defense spending, etc., not just in the US, but in Europe as well, tungsten is needed for all of that. So the prices of tungsten going absolutely bananas. And this is the values that you're looking at.